So I have the pleasure of seeing my friend who is a marathon runner, and he has done a full 360 turnarounds. I mean, 360 brings you back the same place, but 180, I would say, turnaround. And boy, I'm so proud of him. You know, a lot of people talk, but he actually does it. And I remember when he came and he was living here in Brooklyn and he was thinking of, you know, what to do next, how to find himself here, coming to this country alone. And he is healthy, successful, healthier, younger than he was before, and in perfect shape. He even told me that I was part of the inspiration, he said. Is that correct? So that to me is the biggest gift. But the reason I'm showing it to you is not to show off on how amazing he is. He ran the marathon. He came from San Francisco specific to run the marathon. Did it in 3 hours and 20 minutes, which I would not have been able to do. Amazing. He ran the entire thing out. And one of the things that he says is that he has this lesion. It's about 1 year and it's slowly growing. And the question, what is this lesion on his knee? And he was asking, you know, I don't like how it looks. I would like to remove it. He's done an ultrasound of it and it showed that there's some fluid in it. Well, what this is it's mobile. You can move it a little bit, but it's stuck to the bone. And this is called the ganglion cyst. And the ganglion cyst is a protrusion, like a hernia, of the fluid that is located in the joint. And you can have it in different locations. You've seen us post about it before. And the question is, should you remove it or should you not remove it? Considering the fact that he's a runner, my advice is, if the surgeon is good, as opposed to draining it, which you will refill again, is to go and have it done, as long as it doesn't throw you out of your routine of the exercise, because obviously it takes much longer to get back to your routine when you have an organized schedule. And then how to prevent it from not happening again. So when you do the surgery, it's very important that you seal the stalk, because there is a little bit of a small opening within this synovial fluid that allows this fluid to leak out every time there is a compression, there's pressure. So the example that I bring is, imagine you have Nike Air and you're running on it many times. Each time you put pressure, the air starts pushing off, maybe to one side or another, depending how your foot goes down. And the same thing is with the joint. Every time it pushes against itself, the fluid that is supposed to protect the bones starts shifting and pressuring on the sides. And the side that is a little weaker or has more pressure on it is the side that will allow this herniation to take place. So the first thing one needs to do is to remove it, suture the base. And then the next thing one needs to do is to strengthen the knee. And the pain that he feels a little bit in the top part of his knee is related to an exercise that a friend of mine recommended that I do. And this is a very important exercise to do. So I don't know if you do that, but it's a great exercise to do. You go a little bit on the back and you lift up the toes. And that helps improve the shins. When you run down, not all the pressure goes on the knee over here, but some of it goes here, because when it goes on the bottom as well. And it's able to remove the pressure here from the knee. A lot of time when you run marathons, you don't only run uphill, you run sometimes downhill, and that's as we know, the worst part for the knees. So being able to strengthen this muscle takes away the pressure from the knee itself and allows that pressure to be pushed away to the other muscles, and knee gets better support. And obviously other things is the strengthening of the joints by moving side to side, which I'm sure you're doing. And the other thing that I've seen is stretching it also further out. So when you stretch it out, what you want to do is you want the knee to go beyond your toes, which is sometimes what I was always told not to do. But this is something that helps strengthen it and also stretches the area. So you want it, when you do it, to touch the calf as you're doing it, while the other leg is straight and not touching the floor, the knee. So the knee doesn't touch, while there's no, here it's the calves are touching the thigh muscle. And this is something that you want to be able to do, and then you want to come off it by itself. And then when you move from that point, I'm sure you know how to do that, straight from here, and you have to go into a jump. Yeah. So, you know, not perfect, but that's the idea. So that means that you're strengthened it enough for it to be able to help propel you strong upwards. So first get this repaired. I agree with you. I would do it. It's not a question of aesthetics. It's a question that will only get worse, and you want to allow the fluid to remain around the joint that it's meant to protect. So I'm very impressed by you,
Yeah.
as always. Thank you. And thank you for allowing us to share this
Thank you.
educational video with people.
Yeah.